Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, put your notification bell on all. Man, go ahead and do that. Because if not, that's get. I guess I'll be asked out, right? I'm very humbled for all the support. Thank you guys for all the support, man. I wanted to talk about, every time there's a shooting, a stabbing, an assault on a street vendor, a Mexican street vendor, right? People automatically point the fingers at another ethnicity, right? At certain ethnicities. Oh, they had to be the ones to do it. It's them, right? They're the ones that are going out beating up on Mexican street vendors. And I've always been a proponent for saying, nah, that's not necessarily the case, man. A lot of the times, the people that are doing your own people wrong are your own people. And that's a fact, right? I'm not here to defend anyone over anyone. That's not what I do. I keep it fucking real, right? And in this case, man, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted because I've been seeing things like this happen a lot, but I see other people try to act like it's the brothers doing it to the Mexicans, jumping on them or beating up the street vendors or robbing them or harassing them, when 9 times out of 10, it's our own damn youngsters that are not educated enough, not laced up enough, not gamed up enough to understand. You leave veteranos, OGs, old people, leave them alone. Okay, if I see someone out there working hard trying to provide for his family, I leave him alone. In this case, these 2 young Nortenos out of Stockton decided that if for whatever reason, man, they were going to go harass, bully, and try to rob this old man. And in the midst of doing so, he lost his life. Now, I see street vendors all the time, right? And what I consider a street vendor is anyone that's out there trying to hustle, make money, pushing the cart around, selling paletas, churros, tamales, oranges, whatever they're doing, man. And just because they're a street vendor doesn't automatically make them Mexican. There's a lot of other street vendors that are out there too. Assyrians, you know what I'm saying? Hindu, Asian, black, doesn't matter, right? A street vendor is a street vendor. But in the state of California, when you think street vendor, you automatically assume they're Mexicano. And for the most part, they usually are. Okay, they usually are. No one wants to be in that Central Valley or that Bay Area or that Southern California sun out there pushing a cart, trying to hustle. But it's been a hustle that's went on for years, right? And it's righteous work. A lot of us that are from barrios or hoods depend on that paleta man. We know where he's going to be at all times. We want to get that shaved ice. We know, hey, we can go get that icy over here on our street. Or we could pull up to G. Or we could pull up on 10th, right? We know where he's going to be, and he's consistent. That motherfucker's there for years. The guys who pull up in the truck selling fucking conchas, we know that they're going to be there for sure. 6 o'clock at night, boom, like clockwork. There they go in the fucking van cruising, right? And so they become a household name, but what they become even more so is the go-to. And so I don't know about other people's neighborhoods, but like in my neighborhood, they're kind of protected. There's never been an incident where the ice cream man or the paleta man or the whatever man is fucking harassed because it's like he's part of someone's family. He's one of the homies' fucking tios or something, right? Now, in this case, in May, these 2 youngsters from Stockton decided to harass this man, a man of their own ethnicity, a Mexican man, right? 60-year-old, and I'm reading from right here, man, just so you guys know. 60-year-old Ignacio Garcia was shot on California Street, right? So on May 9th at about 9 p.m., man, officers were called to respond to a shooting. When they got there, they seen Ignacio Garcia had been suffering from a gunshot wound. He later died from his injuries. He was 60 years old. An old man just out there trying. He's not very old, man. Shit, I'm damn near 60, it seems like. But he's old enough, right? Out there minding his own business, trying to hustle. And these dudes see easy prey. Now, I grew up in an area in the Central Valley where there was a lot of paisas, right? They'd work the fields, whatever. And I did have homeboys that would try to take advantage, go to the bars, wait outside the bars, rob them. And I was never for it. I was never for it, man. I was always against someone working all damn week long, doing what they had to do, right? And then someone doubling around and robbing them for everything that they worked hard for. I just didn't like it. Plus, it was our own people. I got mad, man. It would upset me, right? So I would tell the homies, they'd be like, let's go over there, bro. And I fuck that, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, right? Until the paisas started fighting back. When the paisas started fucking pulling acuetes, defending themselves, then the homies were like, I was like, come on, go. No, bro, it ain't that serious. Yeah, you're right. It ain't that serious, right? Now, I know the Norteño cause, man. The Norteños get a lot of flack for that. Oh, they're up there treating paisas like that. It happens everywhere. Southern California, Northern California, don't matter. The Chicano people have always taken advantage of the paisa, man. And the paisa have always taken advantage of the Chicano people. Let's keep it real. Paisas don't like Chicanos any more than Chicanos cared for paisas. That's just the fucking truth. That's why when I see people protesting, going crazy, I say, these vatos just want to throw rocks. Okay? They don't really care. They just see a whole bunch of people out there throwing rocks and shit and stealing Louis Vuitton, and there they go. There ain't no way that everyone's all proud to be a Mexican when these vatos were just last month talking shit. Nah. It doesn't work that way, right? But that's the truth. So anyways, these two youngsters, let me keep reading, man. Homicide detectives have since identified two suspects. And this is the Stockton area, Stockton, California, Central Valley, 209, right? 22-year-old Angelo Smith and 19-year-old James Cortez as suspects in the case. They've subsequently been charged for murder, right? Now, here's my thing. 19 and 22 years old, not gamed up enough. Haven't had the opportunity to fucking get a little paprika. They haven't been seasoned. Do they know better? Well, of course, you know right or wrong. You know what crime is, man. You know, I hate it when young guys commit a crime and everyone's like, they were too young. They didn't know. They fucking knew what time it was. They knew what they were doing. They were robbing the dude and they shot him. That's it. They knew they fucked up. They knew enough to get away, to run, to leave the scene, right? But they didn't know enough or have enough pride. See, what they knew was that they were doing a crime. They didn't know about culture, about pride, about raza, about loving your gente and helping. All they knew was they want the new chain and they want to look cool. And now these two fucking idiots have thrown their life away. And again, remember, this is alleged. They get due process. It's an ongoing investigation. There was a lot of suspects that seen them fleeing the scene. They're busted, right? They're cold busted. And now all of a sudden, they're going to sit there in county. And there ain't no pride in what they did. In fact, with the temperature of the world right now, the state of California and what's going on, they might get bamboozled. They might get not confuzzled, but confuckled, right? Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. When vatos get, hey, what are you in there for, eh? Right? Oh, bro, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I smoked someone. Oh, is that right? Who? Yeah, some street vendor and shit. You know what I'm saying? What? How old was he, eh? Oh, he was 60, bro, but you know what I'm saying? But that vato fucking, he was menacing. Come on, man. They're going to be like, fuck, bro. Now, they're probably not going to get moved on and whacked and removed and beat up, but they're definitely going to be looked at like they're foolish because they are foolish. You are foolish if you do something like this. That's just a fact, right? They're going to be like, damn, that's someone's father, man. That's someone's, you know, it's not like he's a gang member. He's a civilian. They tried to rob a man that probably didn't have much money on him at all, 30, 40 bucks. And they're throwing their whole lives away. These guys are going to probably get life in prison. They're young, so they might have some empathy for him, but the way they look, man, tattoos and Punches Pilot haircuts and shags and all that weird shit, they're probably not going to get as much love as you would think. And now they're going to have to go through the prison system, a very dangerous California prison system, with that hanging over their head forever. What are you in here for, bro? Everywhere they go. killing a street vendor, killing a street vendor. And best believe there's a homie in there that has a fucking Theo or a dad that's a street vendor that's going to feel some type of way. Like, damn, bro, that's some coward shit. With all the fucking gang members in your city. We're talking about Stockton. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking grimy gang shit going on. Operation this and operation that. And all these gang members getting caught up behind shootings and stabbings and all that. And you mean to tell me, bro, that instead of going and putting in work and doing all that, you're locked up for killing an old man, a street vendor? Yeah, that ain't it. That definitely ain't it, right? But that leads me back to what I was saying in the very beginning of this video. Automatically, people have been placing blame on other ethnicities, right? And I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of the blame game. I don't play that game, right? You know, there has been a lot of incidences, like say in Southern California, where brothers have robbed street vendors and Mexicans have robbed street vendors. But there's this narrative, this myth floating around that it's only the brothers that are doing it, right? Nah, that ain't right, man. That ain't the truth. You know, in this case, it's two stupid asses that did it. And they're both brown. They're both Mexican, right? Unfortunately, or one looks white, but he hangs around with Mexicans. Whatever, right? Still, same shit. He's Chicano. I'm going to tell you guys a story, right? About a street vendor. So my homeboys Theo, they own ice cream trucks. And they knew already that the Hindu people, the Syrian people in Merced had it sold up. Like, they don't have ice cream truck wars. Because, you know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. In the Central Valley, having an ice cream truck is lucrative. Straight up. And there was this one that used to always come through the hood, man. Like, everyone knew he'd accept food stamps. Like, he was the bomb. It was all good. He had the Ninja Turtles. He had the Chitorranas. He had those on stick, right? He had the old school WWE ice creams. He had the Choco Tacos. It was cracking. Well, my homeboys, fucking Theos and dads and them decided to buy a whole bunch of ice cream trucks. But they were going out to like Modesto and Turlock, and they were going to different cities in the valley because they already knew Merced was sold up. But what had happened was eventually doing that, they were wasting too much gas. They weren't making enough money on where they were going because there's ice cream men everywhere. They decided to come back to Merced and try to do their thing. Okay, well, one of the ice cream men that was already doing his thing didn't like that. He thought he had that shit monopolized, sold up, right? And so he got a hold of a whole bunch of his little family and was like, hey, we need you to go over there and you know what I'm saying, harass this guy. Go to his pad, destroy his truck, whatever. Get him off the map. Hurry up. The ice cream is melting. You know what I mean? And so they started harassing him. He'd be selling ice cream, the homie's fucking family, right? They pull up, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you got to get up out of here. Whatever. What they didn't realize was that he had nephews too. He had family. See, everybody's connected to somebody somehow, some way. And now he's telling his nephews, hey, man, these dudes are harassing me or whatever, right? So what had happened was he was like, I think, he's not stupid. He was like, I think they fucking know where I stay. They're going to come destroy my trucks. And the nephew's like, don't even trip. His son stood in a back house in the cuts, like in back of the house, right? So he's like, hey, don't even trip. Dad will be out there. Like, we're going to be on point, right? And sure enough, they're out there partying, drinking. It's like a back house. It's in the back, right? They're drinking, kicking it. And these dudes pull up. And they're going to pop all the tires and destroy this truck, right? This was ice cream truck wars. You know, the two men that were behind the shit, well, one of them was the one that was scandalous and wanted him off the map. The other one was just wanted to protect his shit, right? Both paisas. It just wasn't working out, right? Just wasn't going to work out. And as these dudes pulled up, they tried to talk it out, but one dude wasn't trying to hear it. When they pulled up to do it, the homies heard them. Came around the alley. There was an alley in the back of the house. You can go out the gate, out the alley, pull around. They all came deep around as these dudes are fucking popping his tires and jacking his shit up. What's up, homie? You know what I'm saying? How you going to do your own people like this? These aren't our people. They say what? They didn't kill him or shoot him or anything, but they beat the fuck out of him pretty bad. Pretty bad, right? And because there was two Voltas that did it. And about 10 that jumped on him. moral to that story is our own people doing our own people dirty. I've seen it 9 times out of 10. It's what happens, right? You know, I seen a thing yesterday or last night. I was flipping through Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and I seen that fucking comedian Ari Spears. I used to love Ari Spears, man. Ari Spears is funny, right? From Mad TV, all that. Fuck Ari Spears. I'm gonna say this right now. That dude is the most Mexican hating fucking black dude I've ever seen in my life, man. You know, I hate when people hate people and they don't even got their shit together or their facts straight. I hate when people hate people, period. Blaming other people. You know, he sat there on a long ass rant and I watched it, and every second more I got, damn, this dude's so foolish. He's not educated at all, man. I thought this dude was funny as fuck, but now I see he's funny as fuck, right? Straight up talking about Mexicans need to love black people, and they want to steal all their culture and they need to love them, and basically fucking disrespecting and talking about taking all the Mexican girls and this and that. And I was just like, perfect example of someone who we've never done nothing to the Mexican people. You've never been through what we've been through. Everyone's been through different shit. You know, everyone's been through different shit. You got to respect what everybody else has been through, not just what you've been through, but what everyone else been through, especially when it's not just you, when it's everyone around you, right? And, you know what I mean? You guys fucking are in the hoods trying to kill black people. He's saying, I'm like, I never seen it really. I see, and if I did see, it was gang related. It had nothing to do with like civilians and shit. Anyways, man, usually it's your own people killing your own people. That's the facts. That's the truth, man. You know, I'm tired of the brothers getting blamed for the street vendor shit. Yeah, it happens. You know, I remember when they was socking them and doing all this shit, but 99% of the time it's going to be Mexican on Mexican, black on black, all that, white on white. That's just the world that we live in. No one hurts your people more than your own people. No one holds your people back more than your own people. In this case in Stockton, these two little stupid fuckers killed a Mexican street vendor for whatever reason. I don't care if he disrespected you. He's an old man. You know, I remember there was an old angry man that used to sell shit at the flea market. He thought everyone used to try to be stealing and shit. He always had fucked up hubcaps and eggplant and, you know, one of the vatos that says everything from a jalapeno to a fucking bottle of WD-40. He had everything on his thing. And he used to be like, no, porque que pasó, cabrones, right? He would be tripping. But no one ever thought about killing his ass or doing nothing bad to him. He'd just be like, shut the hell up, man. Keep it pushing, right? Mean ass old man. The fact is, nowadays, youngsters aren't getting fucking gamed up enough. They're not getting educated. And if they are, they're getting educated into the wrong shit. Everybody wants to look and play the role. See, when you see all these rappers and all these people, this influence, it's crazy. When you see them with all this gold and all this fake ass chains on and all this, these youngsters want what they see. And they don't have patience. They don't have delayed gratification skills to obtain the things they want in life. They want it now. Veruca Salt shit, right? And so they're willing to do anything because they want them fucking them denim tears shorts. They want, you know, saying the jewelry and the gold teeth. You know, they see people like Lefty Gunplay. They see people like, you know, the rappers in Northern California, whatever side you're from. I don't want to pick and choose one side, right? But this is what they're seeing. This hip hop culture, this urban culture that everybody has adapted to, and don't fake it to make it. A lot of Mexicans have lost grip on where they're from and how they dress and what they do, man. They've latched on to the brothers, man, and to their culture. It's facts. It's facts, right? And they're dressing hip hop, or they're dressing urban, or they're dressing, you know what I mean? However they're dressing. And I don't want to say black, because to me, there is no way to dress black. It's a hip hop culture, right? And this is what they're doing. And that right there, things like this, right, have influence on these youngsters. And these youngsters that can't afford it, what are they going to do? They're going to go find the most easiest target and victim to rob so that they can go get that. And lately it's been the street vendors, because they see the paisa as someone who can't call the cops, can't yell out, can't ask for help, man. And to me, that's a cowardice ass move if you take advantage of the situation. I understand, man, when you're doing a robbery or doing whatever you're doing, you want to make it where you don't get caught, right? Stop being a punk. Stop picking on our own people. These aren't our own people. They're mine, though. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be like that. Anyways, with that being said, man, these two young Northerners, are going to suffer the repercussions of probably life in prison or a lot of time. And I think they deserve it if that's what they did. Anyways, with that being said, I got a 2 Stockton slapper. So that was about Stockton, California. I got a double up about Stockton. Stockton's been off the hook lately, man. So I got a double up today about Stockton. Shout out to the homies from Stockton. Hey, no need to pick on your city. That ain't what I'm trying to do. But this is 209's most vicious, right? Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's the betterment of all. Look at my eyes. They're all red. I'm tired as a motherfucker, man. Stood up late trying to figure these fucking contents out. Anyways, this is the gun. Bang, bang. Gunna gang.